Yeah.
And I've experienced both. Like even the good head wasn't like, oh yeah. It was more of like just like, oh shit, you know. But
it was more about the girl being really hot and into it than having it be really good.
I don't know. I've had the one where it's like it's more about how that shit feels that she's actually very good at it.
This is the most intellectual porn conversation
I feel like whenever I get good head, it's more about like, oh man, this girl's really hot and she's really into it. You know what I mean? I like when a girl's like, you know, like, oh man, I'm gonna like, I like this dick. You know what I mean? Like she's into, like, you know what I mean? Where she's like, if you've ever heard a girl really like your dick, it's like they really get into it. Like really, it's a different experience. It's like when they really want to do it.
It's to me, I guess I'm very sensitive. Like down there, it's like I don't know, man. Like I really like feel the head that she's giving.
I know,
especially when she's good. But like when she's bad, it's like I don't feel the head. You know, so it's like I know bad head because I don't feel that good head feeling. You know, so so like
I hate when girls use too much of their heads. You know what? It's kind of like it's all neck and
it's all
head.
neck. It's all neck. Like,
and it's no lips. I know. I've had that before.
How women.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy to me too.
Look, I've had a woman. I've watched enough porn to understand how to give head to women. Mm-hmm. That when I got in the real world and I started giving head, I noticed that it was kind of similar.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't understand how women don't watch porn to learn how to give head.
You would think, and I know they watch porn too. You know what I mean? Because they know all the terms. Like I've been with girls and like they know the term cream pie, and like you know what I mean. And it's kind of like, bitch, you watch porn then if you know that. There's no way you know that term unless you're really fat. There's no way you know the term cream pie.
Unless you're really fat.
You're really fat. You either watch porn or you're really fat. It's what? Because they're cream pies. I like cream pie. I'm really fat. I like cream pies. You know what I mean? They're confusing the cream pie term.
But when you say cream pie, I automatically
coming inside a woman. Yeah, but no, with a fat person, it's like, the cream pie is that's the only way they would know. It's one of the two. Either they watch a lot of porn or they're fat. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Cream pies can mean two things, man. I used to eat oatmeal. Did you ever eat oatmeal cream pies? They're delicious.
Oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah.
I can't eat a cream pie anymore.
Yeah, it's cream pie, man.
Dude, but like the thing is that like I don't understand how they can't
I know.
That's always been.
I've had girls that give bad head and love giving it. You ever had that before? You ever had a girl that's like they love giving head, like they'll give you head 4 or 5 times in a day, but the head's not very good, so it's like, why am I? You know what I mean? I've had that before. Where it sounds like they love it, but they're not good.
I'm gonna have this happen to. I'm gonna make sure that next time if I get bad head, I'm gonna make sure I teach this bitch how to give head.
Well, when you're getting it, that's what I always do. I always tell them you gotta direct.
Like
you're really good.
I've always been scared of like doing it because it's like because they look at it very weird. Like oh what the fuck? How do you know like how to give head? Like,
no. Look at it like a movie.
You gotta know how to give. I know how I like my dick sucked.
But you gotta look at it like a movie. It's like wow, you want this to be a good movie, right? You know what I mean? If you're pleased, I'm serious. If you're pleased, they will be pleased in turn. So if they give an average blowjob and you don't say anything, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. But if they give an average blowjob and you tell them how to give a good blowjob and they give a good blowjob in turn, it's like, and they notice that it's good to you, it's gonna be reciprocal. It's not gonna be, you know what I mean?
I get you.
Do you think Steven Spielberg gets the best head then?
Girls.
Like you just direct the shit out of it.
It's serious. You gotta kind of direct when you're. I mean, like I take charge when I like to. You know,
I've never actually like. I've had my share of bad head. I've had my share of bad.
No, wait. Let's get this straight. Head's never bad. I've never been like, bitch, get off me. This is gross. You know, like
I've been there. You know, really? I've been at that point where it's like I don't fuck. Let me just fuck. Like I don't feel it.
Oh yeah, but
this is not worth my time.
Yeah, I know what
you know.
Oh, okay, no, I'm talking about.
This is not worth my dick time.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm just like this one. But I'm talking about like bad head where it's like I've never had bad head where it's like stop.
I've had some bad head.
You stop to stop?
What?
I've never had that.
Was she biting or something?
No, it was just like
I like a little nibble.
What it was like she wasn't doing any sucking. She wasn't doing any sucking. It was just like,
it's all like rim. It's all rim. Right?
Oh, wait. Have you seen Paris Hilton giving head?
Like this.
No. Oh yeah. That's
look at this.
Yeah, that's Paris Hilton. Yeah, that's exactly.
It wasn't any.
Like she didn't want to do it. Like
it wasn't like.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
It wasn't lips.
I know
It wasn't. It was like.
I seen one where Paris Hilton, dog. All she does is put it in her mouth. Like,
Yeah.
and she doesn't move or anything. It's just in her mouth.
They keep the mouth open on the side.
There's some head though. There's some head though that feels good when they just like do this.
Yeah.
And then like they do some shit with their tongue.
But that's separate. Okay, I know what you're talking about. When a girl, I know what you're talking about. When a girl kind of gives you bird like a head, or head like a bird. Sorry, bird like a head.
Bird like a head.
Where it's kind of like it's all beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and you can tell too because there's no tongue. You're like, why is this feel a little? There's no swirling. There's no action.
No, but then
going
there's some swirling in there.
Yeah, but
You know,
I've had it where it's all.
but like, dude, like I think next time I get bad head, I'm just gonna be like, yo, like, this is
More tongue,
This
bitch.
is look. This is I'm telling you this for your own sake.
You gotta explain it
You
like
want the
that.
movie to be good, right?
Yes, for your own sake of future, like
Your own sake of future.
It's
for
true.
your own future's sake, like when you give head to someone like this, they're gonna slap you.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm not gonna slap you because I want you to give me good head.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure that you give me some good head. So
Exactly.
this is how you do it.
It's like
You're sucking a lollipop.
it's like she's.
That's all it is. You're just sucking a
Just like
lollipop.
the song, it's weird. It works
Just like the song.
Exactly. The song tells it all, and it's like, yeah, this is-
Like a lollipop.
That's what Lil Wayne was trying to do. It was an instruction manual right there. Oh, what?
you didn't know that song's about blowjobs?
Of course I did.
Okay, I was gonna say. But yeah. But yeah, dude, no, it's crazy. I've had it before. But I've never had a bad blowjob. I've never had any. I've had blowjobs that were mediocre, but I've never told a girl to stop.
My kids are gonna ask me, hey, what is this Lil Wayne album? I'm like, oh, Lollipop. What is this song about? It's about giving head. I'm like, what?
It is. It's crazy.
And Ryan Anthony likes any type of girl.
Yeah, why not?
Straight.
Yeah, of course. Dude, if a girl's hot, I'm not. Honestly, unless a girl looks like a monster or a man, I will fuck her.
She's driving. She's not driving no Jeep.
These
Yeah,
rich ass
she's driving a
fucking
Porsche.
girls.
Oh, she's married. Fuck yeah, anyone that drives that car. Anytime a girl drives, I always tell, like, if I see a girl, I'm like, man, she's hot. If she's driving like a BMW or a Mercedes or any kind of like, I'm like, she's hot, she's married. There's no doubt, because how else would she get that car? Rich parents, maybe. Rich parents, maybe.
Yeah, sucking dick.
Second dick doesn't pay that much, man.
Because you travel back in time and change your life.
Whose dick are you sucking?
Hey, it's not
That's a
Indian,
Porsche.
it's a Spear. I mean, it's not.
Oh, you know the greatest movie ever, man? A great time traveling movie? It would be a guy and he'd be trying to test a theory like, okay, he would go back, he would create a time machine, like the girl that right now, he would go back to her past, get her to suck his dick, but then teach her how to give good head.
Oh, I was thinking about like raping her and then going back in time before that and then having rape never occur.
No.
You know, she's like, that never happened because that was an alternate timeline. You know what I mean? But
No,
it's, I think that's where you were going.
No,
with
he
this.
would,
My mind's
he would,
fucking somewhere else.
he would teach her how to give her good head, and then he would compare the difference between the old timeline and new timeline, and he would go back in the future and he'd be like, what? She's driving that shit, and like she has a great great life and all this.
Girls do get better. I mean, you know, like comparatively, I've had girls with the first blowjob, and it's like the 30th blowjob, and it's like, you've gotten much better, you're progressively better. You have, seriously. It happens. Because they learn to take your direction. You don't need to give direction after a while. You know what I mean? After a couple blowjobs, they understand you. They know what you like.
But I think
Give me one blowjob. Give me one bad blowjob, it'll be your last bad blowjob.
that's Rihanna's shirt.
That's where we're different. See, I guess I'm a sex addict though. I mean, like it's a little different with you. I don't know. I am, but I will fuck anything. Like it's kind of like I'm just gonna, as long as they're not a monster or look like a man. That's what I said. They can't be a monster. You can't be ugly. Even if they're a little bit overweight, it's like, hey, if you want to suck my dick, I'm not gonna say no. But I'm rock star like that. I guess that's a sign.
I'm sorry. It's just that I don't appreciate women giving bad head. Like I don't think that should be accepted in life.
I see what you're saying. It
Dude,
kind of
like,
gives it back. Yeah.
it's so fucking easy.
They should get it with their
It's like
driver's
so
license.
fucking easy to give head, man. Like it's so easy to.
Yo, you know what? When you get your driver's license, you have to take the test. They should make girls go through a secondary test where they have to get good head, and that's the only way. That's the only way they get.
While driving. Yeah, it's good.
That's the only way they can get the ability to drive a car legally is if they get good head in addition to driving it.
No one would have licenses, man. They'd be like, you know what else is crazy too? You ever have the rare mixture of a really hot girl that can give really good head too? Because usually, the hotter you get, the worse the head
Yes,
gets. You know what I mean? And then like the fatter you get, the better the head
Better,
gets.
I've heard.
They have to try it. They have to try it.
It's true.
I heard fact
It's
goes.
true. They do. They get better head.
Because they have to try.
Well, not only that too, but they're used to. They already have an oral fixation with food.
Oh, what the fuck?
They really do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're already used to like eating a lot and liking taste and liking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only on top of that, they got to compensate for being overweight, so they already feel like they have to do more.
Yeah.
They're already better at giving head. But I've had really hot girl, like my last girlfriend was really hot, and she gave really great head.
Maybe she used to be fat.
Oh. 90 pounds. But no, it just depends. I mean, like I've had both. I've had really hot girls. Most of the time, really hot girls don't give great head because they don't want to give great head. The fat girls do want to give great head.
The thing is that, dude, like I would not accept that head. I'm sorry, like I can't live in this world knowing that there's a girl out there that is giving bad head.
Would you teach your daughter how to give good head?
You know what? I don't know if I could do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but not. I think instruct another boy. No,
I thought my rape reference was bad enough. He's like, man, would you teach your daughter how to suck dick?
I don't know
yourself
if I could do that.
you
I don't
yourself.
know if I could do that one, but I would teach my stepdaughter how to suck dick if she asked me. Like, but I wouldn't make her suck my dick. I would use another instrument. You know,
what?
If she's like, yo, I don't know how to suck dick or something. I don't know why she would.
Why is your stepdaughter different from your biological daughter? What the fuck?
Because my biological daughter comes from me. I'm sorry, like.
Yeah, but your stepdaughter is just as important, isn't she?
Just as important, but she's my stepdaughter. Like,
what the fuck? That's fucked
like,
up.
I would have never met your mom. I would have never met you, bitch. You know?
I by the way, I want to let you know the girls that are going to be on the set of this, they are really fucking hot, man.
Yeah?
Don't worry. Yeah, okay. No. You can, I don't give a shit if you do or not. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's
why is it looked frowned down upon? Like, let's say a grip has sex with the main actress. Like, why?
It's not that it's frowned upon. It's just like it's just not professional.
But like, can you blame the guy?
Yeah, but don't be hitting on them on set. Like after set, do whatever the fuck
This is the problem, because when you get with actresses and stuff like that, like an actress, like when you're working with an actress, even if you like her, you kind of gotta wait until it's all over because you don't want to break that dynamic. Because if something happens, then it's gonna ruin everything. You know what I mean? It ruins.
But can you?
I've dated the actresses that you work with. I've done that before, but you got to do it after the project. You know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, now that we're
the
done,
whole
it's like, hey,
project.
you wanna hang out? Like,
the whole project.
Oh yeah, like I think I'm gonna ask this one girl to hang out after we're done.
Okay.
This one girl that we're.
All right, because like let's say there's 5 days of the shoot, and then it's day 3, and you fucked her, and then you have to go back on day 4.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
See, that fucks things up.
Yeah, it fucks things up.
That fucks things up
exactly.
because women, like, you ever heard that term? Don't shit where you eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You ever heard that term?
Yeah.
Like you can't do it because bitches get shit mixed up. Like, and then they expect more.
You know why they do that? You know why? It's a scientific fact. You know when a girl has sex with you, it releases a hormone in their mind that attaches you to them forever.
What the fuck?
It really does. It's a scientific fact. So when you have sex with them, it's like they automatically, the chemical release in their brain is telling them to stay with you forever. It's just like us, how it's like we want to fuck every girl.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with them. Like they want to stay with you forever. When it's a chemistry in their brains.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
I thought they just got really, they just fucked, like they just got fucked very good, and they were like, oh my god, I want this in my life.
Yes and no. Obviously, it's part of that too. It's like, oh, I like this guy too. I've had that happen before too, where it's like, if you're going with a girl and it's like, oh, I just want to fuck, and it's like, cool with me, you know what I mean? Let's fuck her. And after a couple of weeks, it's kind of like this is kind of like, I don't want this to keep going to something different. Yeah, and it's kind of like, my favorite question is always like, what are we? Where's this going? You know what I mean? It's like, when did this happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know where this was. Like, you propositioned where this was.
Surprised?
Yeah. Oh, I hate when they get surprised about it, and it's kind of like, what do you mean? Why is this so? I'm angry about this. Yeah, you're angry. You set this arrangement up. You're, you know what I mean? They set it up, and they think they're doing you the favor by like, oh, I bet he doesn't really want a relationship right now, so I'll play along for the time being. But it's like, just kind of tell me up front. It's kind of,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I've had it before. It sucks. It's a big deal. It sucks dick, man.
I don't know, man. I'm never like that's gonna be my life goal. Like any girl that I get head from and she gives me bad head, I'm gonna make sure I rectify that bitch and she gives the best head.
But then how's your daughter gonna learn if you don't teach her? How's your daughter gonna learn if you don't teach her?
She'll learn from someone else, though, but not from me. Like, I'm not teaching my daughter something.
Don't you direct though? Like when I'm getting a blowjob, I'm like, cup the balls, fucking, go down deeper. Like I make them. You know what I mean? You gotta make it, because it's like this is the opportunity. They're into it. You're into it. You know what I mean? Like it's like do what you fucking want, and they like that. They like when you do what you want. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like, oh shit, like he's fucking getting crazy. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
I didn't write this script for nothing, motherfucker.
Oh man, like I'm gonna try that next time.
Yeah, direct man. serious. I know it's a joke, but it's like I really do I look at everything in perspective of movie making. Though it's really weird.
That'd be cool getting a head on a director's chair and then directing.
Action.
It's funny because it has that
emote more. And cut. Different angle. We need a different angle. Get the medium. Bring out the slow-mo cam.
Oh, that'd be awesome, directing your own porn and then you're the star, but you're directing during the shot.
That's what your porn is.
No, but you're directing the crew too. All right, we're gonna get. You're the DP of your own fucking.
More light. The balls. The balls are a bit shadowy. Yes. Yeah, there's a little too much shadow in the balls.
You just. That'd be awesome. I would love that shit.
Like the cock is blocking out, creating a shadow on our face. We're gonna come in with an LED a little bit. Block that out.
That'd be awesome. I would.
Caesar's loving the light. I want to light on porn sets now.
No, but like, I want to be the DP on a porn set, and I have to be the star.
Yeah, I have to be the star. It's not only do I get to be DP in my contract, I want an orgasm as well. Caesar has high demands. Okay, Caesar, done. And you're paying me. and you're paying me, yeah. This is my set now. Caesar Productions. It's good. Oh man.
I think that'd be like I think that video will go viral if I did that shit. That'd be awesome.
Oh man. Oh, that's good.
That shit was on Tosh Bueno and people would watch that.
This guy getting ahead.
Directing it with the crew too. We should do that shit.
Well, you know what's weird? You ever hear about people like going into film production for their bachelors and shit like that, and then going into like porn? I'm serious. You know, Wes Craven started out in porn. They both started out in porn.
Their name though.
Well, I guess they was just for money. You know, it was just like, hey, like $500 to gaff on this. I was like, all right, like, to gaff on a porn set. It's serious. Like,
that'd be awesome.
I've never been propositioned, but I've thought about it before. It's like if someone offered me,
I'll get very kind of hard.
If someone offered you like, hey, here's $1,000, I want you to edit this porn.
Yeah. What the fuck? Of course.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But
I'll do it for 50.
Now it's just like, but now once that starts, because it's kind of how the business is. Like once you get one job, it's kind of like, oh, here's another job just like that. Here's another job just like that. And then all of a sudden you're doing nothing but porn editing. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how it's. I'm telling you, that's exactly how it works. It's a domino effect. Once you start if you start making music videos, you're gonna keep getting music video jobs. If you start commercials, you're gonna keep getting commercial jobs. It's like, I'm telling you, it's how it works, man. I'm telling you. I started out in commercials. I get nothing but commercial jobs now. Everything's commercial jobs.
You get tired of it?
No, I like commercials.
Okay, good.
It mixes advertising. I get paid a lot too, just for like 15-second commercials. So it's actually it's better for me because you get paid the same as if you're doing a 4-minute music video, and it's less work for me. And and you can combine advertising, copywriting. But you can do other jobs, but it's sort of like that, you know what I mean? When people want one thing, they kind of want that one thing. Like if you get stuck doing wedding videos, you're gonna be stuck doing wedding videos for a few years.
Yeah.
Until you do something that's really like. You ever notice that? The same thing with directors too. You ever notice when a director gets pigeonholed, it's like they do nothing but comedies. It's like, I want to get away from comedies, but it's like it never works. And it's like, unless they really do something really great and it works, and it's like, holy shit, you can do whatever you want now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actors do, like Jim Carrey. You know what I mean? He's a comedy, and all of a sudden he did something serious, and it was like, oh, I guess you can do whatever you want. You gotta prove it. You gotta prove it. Yeah. You are. You're typecast in the beginning.
You gotta make sure the first thing you get is the one that you want to stick with forever.
Well, no, because it's experience. I started out in wedding videos and stuff like that. You gotta transition. It happens with everybody.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? It's cool. You have plenty of time.
That's cool.
It's about experience and getting paid, man. There's nothing better than being able to say I'm a paid whatever, editor or video producer. You know what I mean? Like it's great to be able to put it on your taxes. I'm serious. Multimedia artist is my taxes every year. I love that. I love that feeling to be like, I'm on my own. I'm paying for my shit.
But like the taxes, you can get taxes back.
What do you mean? You have to pay taxes every year.
Yeah, but then you can get back taxes and stuff.
I don't understand what you mean. You have to put down what your occupation is.
And then like you get back money.
Well, yeah, you get back. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it depends on what you have as write-off. I mean, like I work from home a lot too, so like a lot of my expenditures are written off. You know, like you could actually part of my rent is actually written off because I actually have a home office. So I'm paying $1,000 to $1,200 a month for rent, but I get 10 to 15% off. And I'm paying like $800 to $1,000. So it's actually part of it because I'm working from home. you also can write off other things too. You know, especially since you're going to school, you can write off a lot from going to school. You know what I mean? I wrote off my laptop, things like that, because that's what you need for work. You know what I mean? So certain things you could write out whatever it works.
I need to know this fucking system.
You don't have to take a business class. Like I had to take like what was that class? Media law and like macroeconomics and shit. You didn't have to take any of those classes?
Multimedia law. I never taken it.
Oh, I had to
But
take
I don't
it.
think they explained that in there.
Oh, when I took mine in my bachelor's degree, that's what they talked about, like copywriting and like and things like that. I don't know how it is here. That's how it was with me. When I took it, they taught us about copywriting and how to copyright and you know, laws. Like, you know, I don't know how to describe everything I just talked about. I'm kind of stoned, so I kind of lost.
Wait, but I've never been taught that ever. They didn't teach me that ever in school.
What?
What you just described, like
Copywriting?
No, not copywriting. Are you talking about just media law, or are you talking about like just like fucking taxes and shit, and like how everything works and like?
Oh, that's right. We were talking about taxes. Sorry, I was stoned. No, but no, the only reason I know about that is because my sister does my taxes.
Okay, how do normal people learn about this shit? They just have to run into it in their life and then Google it because they just found out a new problem exists. That's fucked up. There's no class for this shit? The hell?
No, I never learned that. Actually, now that I think about it, I kind of just detoured the subject. My bad, everyone. It was a stone. It was funny. No, yeah, with the taxes, I just know that because my sister does my taxes and she explains to me what she does, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
So only people who like have to go to college to do taxes and shit know about it, and then they have to spread the information to people like by word of mouth or some shit?
Oh, it's called life, Caesar. You just gotta kind of know things. It's just certain things you gotta know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe it. When you're on your own, you just gotta know that you gotta do shit.
That's fucked up though, man. No one teaches this shit in school.
But dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. Every job I've ever had, I've never had a job doing something that I learned in school. I want to tell you that right now.
What happened?
I want to tell you that I've never had a job. Look at you. What the fuck is going on here? I've never had a job.
What's going on?
I've never had a job doing something. What's that, motherfucker? I've never had a job. I've never had a job doing something. I've never been paid to do something that I learned in school. Never. Everything I've done, I learned on my own, or I kind of did it as I don't know how to describe it. I've never had a class. Everything. Even thinking back on it now, it's like, I've kind of like, I don't know, like, it was really, I don't know, it's really weird. Like, you kind of just, you got to go with what you get when you get working.
Yeah.
Another thing too, you got to teach yourself a lot of shit. Like, I know a lot of jobs, like, they kind of tell you, like, I've had jobs before, they give you an assignment, it's like, I don't fucking know how to do this. And it's like, well, I'm paying you, fucking learn. You know what I mean? Like, I've had jobs like that. It's like, you know, I'm in a job right now, I work in this place, like, I have to copyright these guys' photos, I have to do, I mean, like, there's certain things, I had to do a mug design. I don't do graphic design, I had to fucking design a mug. And I was like, well, we should subcontract out a graphic designer. He was like, no, you do it.
Why?
I was like, all right, yeah, so I'm a video producer. And he was like, do it. It's just what you gotta do. It just happens. When I was doing those commercials, there's a lot of things that I had to do as commercials that I didn't know how to do. You just gotta kind of, you know, like, for instance, when we finished the commercials, I had to upload them to a broadcasting network and a media consultant, and they actually had to, you know, it's a national commercial. These were national commercials. So I actually had to learn how to work with servers and upload media and work with broadcasting companies and media outlets. And I didn't know how to do any of that.
How'd you find out?
I just did it. That's the only way I can explain it. That's the only way I just explain. Because like, this is exactly what happened. The first time I did my first national commercial, this was after NBC and everything like that. When I did my first national commercial, they were like, okay, here's the company you have to contact. Call them and figure out what you have to do. They didn't tell me anything. I had to call them and talk to them and figure out what they do. Get the guy's email, and then they had to give me the link. I had to figure out how to use the uploader, the uploading program, the server, how to connect with them. I had to figure out exactly what timeline, how to add slate to the beginning of the commercial, how to add the time code to the beginning of the commercial. They needed all this done before I gave it to them. I didn't know how to do any of this shit. There's things you got to kind of like, and then like they tell you what to do, but you kind of just got to do it. And then once you do it, it's kind of like, oh, that was right, good job. And it was like, oh shit, like I was right. You know what I mean? You ever do that before, where you're kind of like, you think it's right, and you're like, oh fuck, I was right about that. It's sort of like that.
Yeah, but like,
when I finished the commercials, there was a lot of shit I had to do that was like, I finished them, and it was like, okay, I've edited before, I've done animation, I've done graphic design, I just put it all together in some motion graphics and shit. And then when I had uploaded the media server, I had to add 15 seconds of slate, 15 seconds of time code. I had to add a black bar at the end and stuff, because when you're uploading it to a media buyer in a media outlet and broadcasting company, stuff like that, they add it to it's called an ingest system. It was like that in NBC. When I worked at NBC, it was the same way, but they did it for me, so I didn't have to worry about it. But it's an ingest system. So basically, everything's recorded for the day, and they ingest it into the time slots they want. So when they give you something, they gotta have feed there between things. So if they have a 15-second commercial, and another 15-second commercial, and another 15-second commercial, and another 15-second, they gotta have black time between them in order. So everything, you can't actually have 15-second. You gotta have 14-second commercial and a 13-second, and there has to be a little gap there to.
That's how they measure it?
Everything. Yeah, everything has to be measured. So they actually have a different time. I don't know how to explain it. A different time code than what we see. You ever seen a movie that kind of? You ever see like a TV show that starts like a minute in, or like kind of like finishes a few seconds before, a few minutes? It's because they actually go off of a longer time code than what we see. So when you give them the commercial, you're giving them a 15-second commercial, but they actually want like a 40-second video because it has 10 seconds at the beginning of Slate, 10 seconds at the end of Slate, 15 seconds of static, because they got to ingest it in with the rest of this shit, and they got to glop off because you know what I mean. If you give it to them, you ever edit with something, you can't expand. You know what I mean? You can only delete from a video. You know what I mean? So when you give them the video, when they ingest it, there can't be there has to be bumpers that they can play with in order to make it fit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm just giving you an example, by the way. This is just off the top of my head, but you see what I'm saying? You got to kind of just learn on the spot.
Yeah.
What you know what I mean?
But doesn't that shit make you nervous, man? It's like, damn.
Yeah. What do you, I have really bad stress, dude. Yeah, of course. What do you think? Yeah, of course, it's stressful as fuck.
Well, I thought you were going to say no.
And especially because if you don't know how to do something, no, not only that, but they'll find somebody that does, and then you're not gonna get the next job. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you fuck up, dude, like it's like they're not gonna call you back next year. It's really weird because like they can go to anybody for that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And they're spending, those commercials cost them.
You gotta know like the structure.
Yeah, and
like it's like a structure.
Yeah, you gotta know the workflow. It's the workflow. But and especially because these companies are paying $5,000 to $10,000 for these commercials. I mean, they can go to anybody with $5,000 to $10,000 as a video production degree. I mean, it's about trust too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're not gonna do. They're paying you, so they don't want to do any of the work. That's the point of paying you, is because they don't want to do the work. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna upload it to a media buyer. They're not working. You're an all-in-one advertising agency. You know what I mean? Like basically that's why I get these jobs, is because I'm charging less than an advertising agency, so I'm making more and they're paying less. So you got to do everything that they do, or you can get a regular job at an advertising agency where you just have to worry about video editing. Yeah. But then you're gonna have a 9-to-5 job, getting paid very little, and it's gonna lead nowhere. Because when you're working in a production company, they keep you where you're at. If you're good at what you're doing, you're there.
You're never gonna advance or anything. Really?
Nobody. If you're a video editor, imagine having your own production company and having a video editor that's been working there for 3 years, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I want to operate a camera." You'd be like, "Keep editing." It's a video editor. It's serious. Seriously.
Just stop talking to him and shit like that.
But it's serious.
He's getting too smart.
It's not about it's just about like if they're really good at their job, why would you want to fuck the workflow up? You know what I mean? If you have things structured a certain way, if things are flowing nicely and smoothly, why would you want to fuck that up?
To be nice? I don't know.
Did you ever hear that old saying? Did you ever hear the old saying that's like, it's easier to say no and go to lunch than it is to say yes and follow through with a movie? You know what I mean? That's why movies are so hard to get made, because it's easier to say no and keep your job, and then say yes and then have to, now I gotta make this fucking movie. I gotta, convince 20 people to give me money and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a lot easier to kind of do that. So,
That's the only reason it's hard, though. It's the only fucking reason. Because of that bullshit. Because like it's just so easy to say, nah, let's not even try.
The reason it's hard is because it's so expensive and no one takes it seriously. Yeah. That's the fucking problem. There's very few people. The few people that do take it seriously are James Cameron. You know what I mean? Like it's like, why do you think they're James Cameron? Because they do take this shit seriously. The other 95% don't. They are James Cameron, Brett Ratner. Like they are who they are because they take it fucking seriously. Am I on this fucking stone? Am I